Yeah, so my name's Tashi Jones. My course was computer animation, art and design, and I have finished. So I'm a postgraduate. Yeah.
Graduate, graduate.
Mm-hmm.
So, uh,
Graduate.
what can you tell us your hometown?
Yeah, so I'm from Northwest London, Harlesden, and yeah, born and raised.
Okay,
Basically, lived in Wembley a little bit, but yeah.
Northwest. So, could you run us the course you took at Bournemouth University?
Computer animation, art and design.
Why did you choose your course?
So I've always loved animation and I wanted to learn a new skill. I thought I can teach myself 2D animation, but I won't be able to learn 3D. And that was a lie. But yeah, so that's why I decided to do 3D animation.
What have you thought of your course now that you've finished university?
I feel like as a course, it's very demanding because it's different to other courses. It's not just content. It's not like they just like can give you a book and say read. You really need lecturers and helpers to help you literally sit with you, especially when you start, you're like a newborn baby, like you don't know how to use anything. You can't even use the computer or the workspace. Like everything takes a really long time to get used to. So it's really like demanding. And I feel like as a university course, it's really, really hard to get right. There's always going to be some kind of complaint. And especially 3D animation is so broad, it's really, really hard to teach. And I think the actual animation course has the worst student reviews every single year out of the entire uni. But Bournemouth Uni being like not an art uni, they don't really understand the way that it's like taught. So when students complain, it's not saying like this is the worst course ever. It's just look, this needs like help and perfecting. But yeah, actually, it's one of the reasons why Bournemouth University is like renowned. Like literally anyone who's like in the animation industry knows Bournemouth University as being the best for animation.
Okay. Did you come from a college or sixth form background?
I came from a college background.
What subjects did you study in college?
First year I studied film studies, art, graphics, and maths first term. Second term, I dropped maths and switched to psychology. And then second year, I did film studies, art, and graphics.
Did any of these subjects help you with your course?
Yeah, definitely. Art, we learn like the principles of art in the animation course. It's the whole unit. And then graphics as well. I started Photoshop early. So then when I moved to uni, I had like a little bit of a head start. And then film studies, we learn all about cinematography, shots, and everything. And I didn't really know at the time that it would come in handy, but it actually did help. Although I didn't really love film studies, it was good I took it.
What do you think the best A-level / subjects are for your course?
It depends on what lane you want to go into, because maths also would have helped as well, because you do some coding as well, which I wasn't very good at all. There's two sides of our course. One's like the technical arts and one's the actual art and design course. So it depends on whether you want to do simulations, if you want to move into Houdini and stuff, you need coding. So maths comes in handy a lot, just getting your brain to work in that way and training it, which I didn't have.
Could you explain what Houdini is?
Yeah, so Houdini is a software for simulation. So when you're doing things like explosions, like water, crowd simulations, you wouldn't really build each thing, you wouldn't design each individual thing. You'd write in a code, and then it would basically use maths to calculate where things would go, how particles would move, and yeah.
Okay. While on your course, did you take a placement year?
No, so I didn't take a placement year, and I knew signing on to my course that it would be very, very hard to even take a placement year, which is why it's not even mandatory to do. The guy, one of the lecturers, had said in like the open day how hard it is that only 3 people that year had even done a placement from the course. So yeah, I didn't
Right.
do one.
Okay. Could you remind us the university you studied at?
Bournemouth University.
What was the best and worst things about studying at Bournemouth University? Starting off with the worst.
The worst. Ooh.
If you have nothing to say, that's good too.
I mean, it's not that I don't have, like, there wasn't anything necessarily bad. It was just all different. I'd say coming from London, coming from Northwest London as well, it's one of the most diverse boroughs in London. I've always grown up around people from different, like, of different races, different classes, and even in my school, different backgrounds constantly. And I feel like Bournemouth was such a culture shock, like, to the point where, like, the black people all wave at each other because that's how our numbers are. Like, our numbers are so limited. We just wave. And to me, I was just like, do I know you guys? No, but it was just like a salute. And even on my course, so I'm the only black girl from the UK. There was one other black girl and she was Dutch. So it was very, very, very weird. Not even just black, just in general, diversity. It wasn't there.
Okay. And the best thing about studying at Bournemouth University?
I think the best thing would be finding like-minded people. I feel like I've always had the geeky like side, that's true. But actually finding people who are as geeky as you or even more geeky is great. You can talk about Marvel, you can talk about the new movies, you could talk about like the CGI and how shit it was or how great it was. And everyone just gets so emotional and so invested. The conversations get really serious. Yeah, that was good.
If we go into the accommodation, where did you live in your first year?
So first year I lived in Home Park, not by choice, but by lack of management. I literally waited maybe 24 hours and like there was no housing left. I wasn't smart about it. So then ended up having to go into Home Park.
What did you think of Home Park?
Yeah, Home Park was nice. It was nice, yeah.
Just nice? That's it?
Yeah, that's literally, that's all I really have to say. It was nice. For like accommodation, they don't really care too much. They take the piss when it comes to deposits. At the end, they're trying to charge you for every little scuff and shit. I didn't like that, but it was pretty chill. Yeah.
Okay. And your second year?
Second year, I went into a house.
And what was it like going from Home Park to a house?
So I'd say the biggest change was like managing bills, but I was with all girls second year, so everyone was just like, there was more responsible people than me, so they took charge and I just like sent bill money to them, which was cool. Real estate's a rip-off. They don't come and check really like that. They charge you a fee. I don't know if they do that anymore.
Is real estate a company, you're saying?
No, just like the actual estate agents.
Oh, okay.
I mean, yeah.
And your third year?
Third year, I was in a house as well. No, flat with some other people.
And what was it like going from a house to a flat?
It's warmer. The house is already cold. It's a lot warmer in a flat. It's nicer too because it's not like just a single individual house, especially when like all your other housemates have gone somewhere and you're the only one. It's a bit more chill when there's other people upstairs and downstairs, I'd say.
From what you've seen, what do you think the best university accommodation is for price?
Housing, living out 100%. Like in the third year, me and my friend were going to move back into accommodation because we didn't want to have to deal with like bills and licenses and all that kind of stuff. And we calculated how much more it would be to move back, and it was nearly $2,000 more to move back into accommodation than it was us living out. So yeah, that didn't happen.
If we go into the Bournemouth area, could you tell us about the Bournemouth nightlife? What's the club for you? What was the club for you?
I wouldn't say it's club, I'd say it's events. Okay. So for me in particular, I need certain music to dance to, otherwise I'm not feeling it. And most of Bournemouth like events are drum and bass, and I didn't know that was such a big thing until I got to Bournemouth. But my best event I'd say is Applebum.
Applebum. So Applebum's where it's at.
Yeah, Applebum's where it's at. Definitely.
What are the shops? Oh, well, for you.
For me, for me and my friends, Applebum's where it's at. But there was one Applebum I went to and no one else knew the songs, but it didn't matter for me because I was in the middle of the dance floor, it was calm. But like none of the other people, they didn't know the old school songs, and like I felt so sorry for the DJ, but me and my friend, we were trying to keep it as like the energy up as much as possible because they didn't know
If
what
we
was
go
going
into
on.
the Bournemouth shops, what are the shops varieties like? Have you got your Poundlands, Primarks, H&B? What are the shops like for you?
Yeah, you've got everything you need. There's like a really nice, I think it's Japanese supermarket in Winton as well. That's kind of cute.
And what about the food variety? Have you got your like typical, your Nando's, McDonald's, and everything in your local shops, or is it kind of limited?